Yes, Andy?
Good morning, Jeff.
Okay, Andy, you're on the air now, and I know you've been a very busy man. You're busy now, but if you would just recap what you got for us.
Kevin, in a nutshell, the situation, I think, peaked about an hour ago as of this moment. I'm not saying it has peaked for the day, but I think it peaked an hour ago, and it has let up some. The creeks, especially the small creeks, are filled, and but are not rising the way they were at 6, 7, 7:30, 8 o'clock this morning. We feel there's no immediate danger to life in the city. And we'd just like to reassure people that we have plenty of manpower and plenty of equipment. We've got county equipment and a lot of help so that we're handling the situation. We have all the policemen and the firemen out. We have plenty of boats, and we have some ducks. If anyone feels they're in danger, please call the police station and we'll evacuate them. However, we don't feel there's any immediate threat to life in the city, and we think the situation has improved in the last hour. We'd like people to stay home if possible, and we know it's a upsetting situation. People are nervous, and some are quite worried, frightened. But if they can just stay as close to their house as they can and keep an eye on their own
children. We were urging to keep the children home today.
Yeah, we had a scare this morning with a 9-year-old boy, and cruising the city, there are an awful lot of children out playing in the water and playing near the bridges. I just saw a little child down on the arterial bridge, and he's fooling around that bridge, and I said to Captain Coogan and Chief Rose that if someone doesn't, take the fun out of this thing for the kids and keep them safe, I'm afraid we're going to lose one or two, because while the situation is improving, there's still a dangerous situation, especially around these bridges.
That's the next question I got for you, Andy. We had a report East Van Scooter Street Bridge was bad.
East Van Scooter Street Bridge is, we've got about a foot and a half clearance there, and the water is flowing. It's taking the sidewalk and some of the blacktop approaching the bridge. But the bridge is from a structural condition, is in good shape. Unless we get some large trees or limbs to block that, there's no immediate danger. The bridge has been roped off, and the situation in that particular area, the nursing home, patients are safe.
You were thinking of evacuating the nursing home, am I correct?
Yes, that's true, but
they changed their mind.
They changed their mind.
Okay.
They apparently have no real problem down there at the moment.
All right.
So the one thing, it's a small thing, but it's an important thing, that if residents have a catch basin in front of their house, if they've got a sewer drop inlet, they just clean that off so that the water can flow freely. It would help the situation on the streets.
All right. Now, Andy, how about the other bridges in Hornell? One is gone, I understand.
Not in the city. I don't know of any bridge in the city that's gone.
Let's see what the report was.
Hart Street Bridge.
Yeah.
Hart Street, right. Hart Street Bridge, but the main traffic, the main bridges are all in good shape.
Hart Street Bridge is gone?
To my knowledge, yes, it is.
Okay. The other bridges you think are going to hold?
Yep.
What about Crosby Creek? You were sandbagging there?
We're not sandbagging now.
All right. Were you at one point?
No.
Okay.
No. We have men filling sandbags, but we're not sandbagging at the moment.
All right.
And I think Crosby Creek has let up a little bit. We just came up in that way, and I think it's down slightly. Not what we'd like, but it's not as bad as it was at 7:30 this morning.
All right. Now, evacuations, Andy. I want to confirm some of these things with you. Our reporter is going by what he's, picking up from various sources, but we understand that Dennis Avenue and Hart Street evacuated. Is that correct?
The people at Dennis Avenue, Hart Street, Swan Street, the people that were in immediate danger and wanted to leave their homes were evacuated. There's some people that have not indicated a willingness to leave and are still there. We have plenty of firemen and policemen out. If the need arises, we will be able to evacuate them. But
and also some elderly in other parts of the community.
Scattered elderly where they were a little frightened and upset. and alone have been evacuated. And as I've heard you say, Kev, we don't want people to assume they're safe, but we don't want them to panic.
Yeah,
if they feel that they've got a problem, by all means, let's get out. But don't hang in there to the last minute if just to save a couch or a chair, please.
Yeah, well, Andy, I shouldn't ask you this on the air. We have been trying to hit that middle ground between avoiding panic and by the same time keeping them alert. Now, I hope we've done it. Have you been satisfied?
There's no reason to panic.
All right.
It's a frightening situation to many people and confusing. People don't know quite what to do. We've had a lot of calls for help that people that want to volunteer. There's no need to panic, but certainly people ought to be cautious.
Okay, that's the way we've been trying to play it, Mayor, and I just want to be sure we're playing it according to the way you want it. I think that summarizes it. Do you know, one final question, know how many people have actually been evacuated?
I can't give you that figure, Kev. I don't really know.
Are you taking them to the high school?
Take them to the high school auditorium.
Okay, and you have people there, I know.
Yes.
Okay, now, Andy, Sheriff Lisi is there. Isn't he?
Sheriff Lisi just left.
He just left.
He just left.
All right, well, will you tell Dick, I'll let you pass this along to Dick, too. If you want to issue statements to either station, Dick will handle it for you. And I think perhaps it would be good now if we started to centralize on you issuing statements, if you don't mind, or have it issued through someone there. Because
someone in the operations headquarters here at Police Station, Fire Station.
Because we're trying to avoid the panic, but we're trying to avoid people being lulled into complacency at the same time.
Right. There is no need to panic. Absolutely no need to panic.
Okay, Andy. Thanks a lot.
Okay,
thanks
Kevin,
for your time.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
I had a conversation with the mayor, very enlightening, and it helped a lot. Now we got some reports for you.
This is a report from Harold Powell, Superintendent of Schools. A ruling has been obtained from the Board of Regents on the exams that were being given today, Regents exams, and their ruling is that inasmuch as they cannot be given because of the emergency situation, in order that students will not be penalized, final grades will be determined as average grades based on the year's work for Regents credit.
Okay, isn't that nice?
Now, if you want some peripheral information, 15 feet of water in Wellsville, 80 patients removed from the nursing home, not because an emergency existed, but in the event. Bolivar, there's 4 feet of water in the main street, and in addition to that, they got a broken water main.
That's all in Wellsville. All right, you're and Bolivar. Okay.
Point of information.
Thank you very much, and thank you for a very good job.
We have a report from the Hammer Creek Road. That is washed out. The Hammer Creek Road in Canasteo, that is washed out. However, for the relatives of the residents that live on that road, the residents on that road are okay.
Okay, thank you very much. We have some stories now from the Associated Press. They have a report here from Hornell, but I don't think it's any need to read that because we've got that up to date. But here's a report now just in from Wellsville, and check that where, Gary. Heavy rain triggered in part by the remains of Tropical Storm Agnes has caused widespread flooding in southwestern New York State. The flooding has forced dozens of families in the region to evacuate their homes. The rain began last night. It sent the Genesee River, the Canacadea, Bennett, and Purdy Creek spilling over their banks and into low-lying areas of Wellsville, Hornell, Scioto, Belmont, Friendship, and numerous other smaller communities. And that would include, of course, Canasteo and Almond. No deaths or serious injuries have been reported to the Associated Press. We have reports of 2 deaths. And we're going to withhold any further information on that now for the time being, but they have been confirmed. A telephone operator at the Allegheny County Sheriff's Department says it's really bad. There's water everywhere. That's in Allegheny County. A newsman in Wellsville reports at least 1 foot of water in the community's 4-lane main thoroughfare. That's in Wellsville, 4 feet of water. A state of emergency has been declared in Allegheny County, and most county roads are reported closed there. Newsman reports some power lines down, and several small bridges have been washed away. And that's from the Associated Press. Hello. Yeah. I'm going to put you on the air because there's no sense of me just talking to myself here. Go ahead.
I'm calling from Canisteo,
Yeah.
and we live on Taylor Street, and the water's almost to our house here at where it joins Russell nearly. But we have a son with a family in Wellsville that live at 43 South Broad, and I'd be interested in knowing how that water situation is there. And where that locale is. We have many friends there, and many people from our area work and live in that area.
Right, I understand that. Did you hear the reporter
Yes,
gave?
I did.
All right, well,
15.
that's all I have at this time. Now, we're going to place a call to WLSV in Wellsville and see if we can get a conversation going with them.
Thank you very much.
Right, bye-bye.
Bye.